This is Bloomberg UTV.
Episode of the Real Estate Show. Yes, it has been 2 years since we have been defogging the convoluted world of buying property for you, and what a 2 years it has been. These 2 years, of course, saw developers really rethink their strategies. We saw prices touching new highs and new lows. It's been an interesting 2 years, and we're going to take you through a quick snapshot of that. But first up, let's take a quick look at the headlines. We get you a quick snapshot of how realty has fared in the last 2 years. We go back to some old projects and get you on-ground reports on how those projects are looking today. And we also get you to meet the big developers from across the country. Here with a special episode of the Real Estate Show, and we are taking you through a journey of the sector over the last 2 years. But the last 2 years were very volatile for the sector as we saw prices touching new highs and demand touching an all-time low. My colleague Samira Jalali gives you a quick snapshot of the last 2 years and, of course, what can we expect going forward in terms of prices and demand.
When we started the show in April 2008, the sentiment surrounding real estate in the country was very positive, to the point of being irrationally exuberant. Investors and developers were cashing in on the realty highs and building projects catering to the high-end consumers and investors. Projects were priced with over 20% profit margins. There were big-ticket land acquisitions, lots of new launches, and luxury segment was of course leading the pack, and property prices were touching new highs every day. But the downturn of 2008 changed it all.
2008, the beginning was a good year, but it turned around to be one of the worst periods in our lives when the market went into a recession. This was one of the worst recessions real estate has ever seen.
But the developers claim to have come out of the downturn. It was during the downturn that developers finally realized the importance of the actual end user. Developers were also forced to correct their sky-high prices. Prices corrected by as much as 20% across Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata and Chennai.
Affordable housing does not mean that you are giving a smaller house at the same price. It means that you value engineer the plan. It means that you understand the demographic of your customer.
Price correction and improved job sentiment brought the consumer back in mid-2009. Mumbai saw 30 to 40% uptake in demand, and Delhi NCR saw demand come up by 15%. Developers are attributing this comeback to the IT sector. Luxury segment too is making a comeback as developers relaunch their stall projects. DLF's Bel Air and Newtown Heights in Gurgaon, Parsunath's La Tropicana and Exotica are a few examples of relaunched projects.
Every developer cannot launch luxury segments, and every developer cannot make also luxury segments, and he cannot also be accepted also so easily in the market. You have to prove and have a track record and present a case of that luxury colony or apartment or whatever, which is acceptable to that segment of people because they are very choosy.
And the unanimous consensus seems to be that there might be some good time for realty in 2010.